Hello everyone, Skits here and welcome to top 10 Fallout New Vegas mods that came out in July of 2016. Now I'm sorry that this video is a little bit late, but originally I wanted to make a video for both July and August, but after going through Nexus I found out that there were enough mods for me to make videos about both of these mods separately. So now without any further delays, let's get to it. First mod I've got for you is called Real Recoil by Deus Gladiorum. One of the biggest problems of previous Recoil mods was the camera. That was a bit choppy, because after every shot it moved a few millimeters and it sort of looked like the camera always teleported. Now with this mod, however, it is a bit more realistic, since it shows the player character kinda struggling with the weapon's strength, and camera also doesn't teleport like with those previous mods, and it looks a lot more similar to other FPS games. The best feature of this mod for me personally is that recoil is not calculated based upon weapon's damage and accuracy, but on type of ammunition it uses. So therefore, if you're using any weapon modifications, they should be automatically compatible with this mod, unless they use their special type of ammunition. Of course, other than ammunition, weapons weight, player strength and skill also come into calculation, and the overall effect looks very realistic. So overall, a very good recoil mod that feels a lot more realistic than all the previous mods, and I personally think it is the best recoil mod out there, and I highly doubt that we will get a better one, so make sure you go ahead and check it out. Next up is Vanilla UI Plus by Axonis. This mod makes small improvements to Vanilla UI without changing it too much and keeping its original feel. Most of the changes in this mod are basically fixes and some of the things that should have been already included in Vanilla game. Now the full list of changes can be found on the mod page, but I will be only going through some of them. So first of all, the damage DPS and damage threshold and damage reduction, which was always displayed on weapons and armors and it kind of faded in and out, has now been changed, and those two statistics are now separated, and so therefore you don't have to wait for one to fade away for you to check another one. Barter, container and recipe menus now use a very similar style, and that makes it a lot easier to use them, especially the recipe menu that is now no longer buggy, and I especially liked that mod to remove the annoying sound that recipes always made whenever I tried to highlight an item. Now everything is pretty clean and very easy to use. Some of the smaller changes also include the dialogue text being a bit smaller and moved down, so that way you can see more of the character you're talking with. Undiscovered locations are also not displayed in the compass until you discover them, and therefore using Explorer perk has another advantage. When it comes to favorites menu on Pip-Boy, the name of the items you're going to favorite is now above the actual menu, so therefore there are no clashes with names if the name of the item you're going to highlight is a bit too long. Now these are basically all the big changes that this mod offers. Like I said, it is a very nice mod that basically fixes and improves everything that was wrong with Vanilla UI, and I would definitely recommend it. Moving on, we've got the Abandoned Complex 2 Finality by Kazopert. This mod adds a new quest mod into your game that you can begin by reading a terminal that is located in Goodsprings, right next to its saloon. For me personally, what stand out about this quest was its story. That was very mysterious and dark, and I didn't really know how it would end until the very end. When it comes to its gameplay, this mod is mainly about exploring the abandoned facility and finding any keys that you can use or any terminals that you can read. When it comes to combat, there wasn't really any, and you will be mainly fighting robots. Personally, I would have added a bit more enemies and made them a bit harder to kill, or at least add one final boss to the end, but that is just my personal opinion. When it comes to length of this quest mod, it will take you around 1 hour to complete, depending on how much you will explore it. Another thing I also liked is that there is a good variety between locations you're going to visit in the facility, therefore you're going to enjoy exploring even more. So overall, a very nice short quest with a very good backstory that I would definitely recommend. Now let's take a look at Smart Helmets by Huerta. This is yet another one of those mods that you did not even know you wanted until you actually had it. It adds ability to auto-equip or unequip any helmets outside and inside the combat. Now whenever you pull out your weapon or when you are in the combat, your desired helmet will be equipped to you. But as soon as you go out of the combat, it will be unequipped, and with the newest version you can use any sort of headgear you want outside of combat as well. Now this is a very good mod for any people that really like immersion and don't want to talk to people through helmets, or for any people that use, for example, Project Nevada and its helmet system, and they don't really like when they don't see anything outside of combat, but they can't afford to put the helmet down because anytime something could attack them. Now if you have any custom helmets or any custom headgear you want to use and want to add to the list of helmets, you can use the helmet patch that will appear in your apparel, and there any helmet or any headgear you are currently equipped can be added to the helmet list or to the casual headgear one. Now other than the custom helmets you can add, this mod already supports all the basic vanilla helmets you could find. Overall, a very nice mod that adds a simple but much needed function into your Fallout New Vegas, and you should go ahead and download it. Next up, we've got Working Camera by Wolfwang. This mod adds ability to create screenshots right inside your game. Now, first thing you need to do is repair a camera. All you need to do is just take the usual miscellaneous camera and repair it at Workbench. After that, a new 35mm codec will be added into your inventory and you can start taking screenshots. Now, this mod works in two ways. Now, first of all, you can equip the camera you just repaired and just press the fire button to take some screenshots that will then be saved into your Steam New Vegas folder. Or you can press the right mouse button that will basically start the photographic mode, which will remove all your HUD, and you can take some cinematic screenshots if you want. Another great thing about this mod is that you can even use it during VATS, during dialogue, or during time you're in any sort of terminal. All you need to do during that time is just press R, the reload button, and your screenshot will be saved. Now, if you want, you can also try out the monochromatic mode, that however does not work with EMB, and it basically creates black and white pictures. Personally, I really like the idea behind this mod. It is really cool to have a camera in your game, and in case you are using an Xbox controller or any sort of control to play this game and you cannot press the screenshot button, this mod will be perfect for you. Our next mod is called Harold's Wasteland by ImTheLoneWander. This mod, just like its short description says, adds grass and trees all over the wasteland, the way Harold would have wanted it. So, other than this short description, there is really not much to say about this mod. It is pretty simple. It just adds green all over the wasteland. So now you can find grass and trees everywhere, and if you enjoy this type of wasteland, then this mod will be exactly what you want. Now, it is great to combine this mod with Wasteland Flora Overhaul for a total green feel to your New Vegas, but if you don't want to use that mod, I think that Harold's Wasteland will be more than enough for you. Like I said, green is literally everywhere, even in the ground, in every location you can visit, and even though I personally don't really like the green aspect of Mojave, and I will probably not be playing with this mod, for any people that enjoy that, I would recommend it. Moving on, we've got Rearmed, a SpamPTRS weapon pack by SpamPTRS. This mod adds over 40 new custom weapons into your game. Now, I think that most of you are already familiar with this modder. He has been creating weapon mods for a very long time for Fallout New Vegas, and this is his newest pack. Now, all of the weapons included here are custom and new, and you cannot find them anywhere else. In these new weapons you can find tons of custom designs. There are some weapons that resemble real-life weapons, some totally new fictional concepts, pop culture guns, new energy weapons, and even some weird ones that you might enjoy. When it comes to textures, I was never really sure if this modder used custom textures or not. Nevertheless, they look pretty good and they fit in Mojave Wasteland very well. They are not extremely high-res, but I still think they are good enough for you to use. Like I mentioned before, design and models of all of these weapons are very good, and every weapon is unique in some way. When it comes to combat, some of them were pretty balanced, but I also personally found a few weapons a bit overpowered. Overall, a very good weapon pack that features some of the best weapon mods that this modder created, and I would definitely recommend it. Now let's take a look at high resolution male body textures by alexscorpion. This mod textures male body textures. You can use this mod with both vanilla textures and Breezy's male bodies. If you're using rubber, then you're out of luck, because this mod doesn't support it. Now, for me it feels a bit weird to talk about male textures, so all I have to say is that they look very good from quality point of view, and if you're one of those 5 people that still play as a male character, I think you're going to enjoy them. When compared to vanilla textures or even the Breezy's textures that are originally used, I think that these new ones are a better option. So overall, there is really not much to say about this mod without making it a bit weird. So therefore, like I said, if you play as a male character, I'm sure you're going to enjoy these textures, and you should go ahead and check them out. Moving on, we've got Bioshock Shotgun by BloodMeat08. This mod adds 2 new shotguns from Bioshock series into your game. You can find them as always in Doug Mitchell's house. These 2 new weapons are pretty similar. They are both shotguns and both come with custom textures and model. The texture job is pretty good. You can clearly see the inspiration from Bioshock on the weapon, and I think the modder did a good job of bringing Bioshock into Fallout. When it comes to combat, it was also pretty effective, and if you're using the first person animation overhaul by Hitman, it may look a little bit weird, but it will still work. So overall, if you enjoy Bioshock and you want some of its weapons in your Fallout New Vegas, then you should go ahead and check this one out. And last but not least, we've got a bit of a meme mod here called Raul Gets His D Out for Harambe by Meepalasheep. Now, for those of you that are not aware, Harambe was a gorilla that was shot and a lot of people were upset over it, but in the end it turned out to be a meme, and now everyone is sort of sometimes typing on Twitter or anywhere dicks out for Harambe, which is basically sort of a tribute to Harambe but also a joke that is currently trending. And the voice actor for Raul, which is Danny Trejo, actually said the dicks out for Harambe as well, and so the moderator decided to replace Raul's battle cry with this shout instead, which I personally find hilarious, because the combination of Raul New Vegas and this very fresh and dank meme is exactly what I need.
Dicks out for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe. Dicks out for Harambe.
Of course, this is a joke mod, so if you are not really familiar with the situation or you don't want to use any sort of jokes in your New Vegas, then of course it is not for you. But I personally found it pretty funny, and it also actually had over 50 endorsements, so it was also very popular on Nexus. It was even on the front page for quite some time, so I decided to include it. Now of course Raul will shout out dicks out for Harambe whenever you enter combat, and sometimes during it as well, since like I said his battle cry was replaced by it. If you want to watch the original video of Danny Trejo saying dicks out for Harambe, you can find that on a Nexus mod page. And that's about it for this mod, so if you're familiar with this Harambe meme, or if you want to use this mod as sort of a tribute for this awesome gorilla, then feel free to download this mod. And yeah guys, I guess that's about it. So hopefully I will be able to create a few more top 10s for Fallout New Vegas before my school starts. I will personally think I will make around 3 more top 10s. Maybe a few discussion videos or theory videos that I was kinda thinking about. And yeah guys, I guess that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, tell me what you think about it in the comments, subscribe for more Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas content, and I will see you next time.